Namaste everyone. In today's video, we're going to focus on Muni Patanjali's Yoga Sutra 3.6. Now in this Yoga Sutra, Muni Patanjali is explaining to us the gradual stages and levels through which RTAMBHARA Prajna or the intuitive knowledge arises. So let's take a good look at the sutra, start breaking it up word by word and start understanding it a little bit better. So the sutra itself goes, Tasya bhumishu viniyogaha. Alright, so now that we've heard the sutra, which was quite short and compact, let's break it up word by word and start understanding it a little bit better. So the word here, the first word is tasya, and tasya means it's. So it's referring to the previous sutra where we were introduced to RTAMBHARA Prajna and the light of illumination of the intuitive knowledge. So here again it's saying tasya, it's referring to that. And then the second word here is bhumishu. Now bhumi over here refers to certain stages or levels in the plural form. So it's not just talking about one particular layer or stage, it's talking about multiple layers and multiple stages. And then the next word over here is viniyogaha, which refers to the application of something or applying something to a process. So now that we know the different meanings and the words, let's understand what is the sutra trying to tell us. So the sutra is trying to say that through this light of pragya, which is achieved in the RTAMBHARA Prajna, we are able to apply and understand it in multiple stages. So what it's explaining is that this whole process is not just a one-shot, sudden burst of light and every bit of information is revealed. It's not like that. It takes time for the onset of the light to happen. And then through that, as you're gaining the understanding of a particular subject, you go through mental stages of understanding. And in each successive stage, your understanding becomes more and more sharp and deep. So now that we know this basic meaning, let's understand the sutra a little more deeply. Alright. So in this sutra, we are introduced to the concept of RTAMBHARA Prajna happening in multiple stages. And this is also very similar to the concept we were told in 2.27, where we were introduced to 7 stages, although Muni Patanjali did not go into detail about these 7 different stages of the meditative practice. So what we can understand from this entire sutra is that when we enter into samyam and start to focus on a particular object, the intuitive knowledge or the underlying truth behind that object will be revealed to us in stages. It takes a little bit of time to go through the stages of deeper and deeper understanding. So your understanding of that object may vary from the first stage to the last stage by the time you understand it completely. So one of the reasons we're being told this is so that as yoga sadhaks, when we're trying to understand the subject, we don't get confused because the initial understanding seems very different from the final understanding that we're reaching. It's similar to any subject of comprehension or process where it takes time to really understand the point that was trying to be made through that subject. And so the same way, even in the intuitive process, that light of RTAMBHARA Prajna takes time to develop and it goes through a certain set of stages till it finally clarifies itself and the sadhak is able to understand what exactly was being communicated or what exactly is the truth that underlies a particular object. So this is all about the process of the bhumis and how the viniyogaha is done on these different layers to start understanding them step by step and a little bit better. In conclusion, I would also like to say that on a personal level, I think this is absolutely true because even when we're meditating on anything, the more we kind of tend to concentrate on it, the more we realize subtle parts or subtle things about it that we may not have understood earlier. Just think back, for example, to a time where maybe you were giving a mathematics exam or like a history exam, and initially you're understanding the concept on the surface level, but you haven't gone deep into it. And then as and when you go deeper and deeper in the process, all the formulae, all the equations, start making more sense to you. If you've ever studied integration in math, I think this is exactly what happens in that process, because initially it's just a bit confusing as to what is this trying to tell us. But as we practice, as we get more familiar with it, integration as a process becomes easy to understand, and over time we develop skill and dexterity in that process. And the same goes for the RTAMBHARA Prajna and this process of meditation, where there are successive stages of understanding, and as we go through those stages, we understand that object in its entirety and for the underlying truth behind it. So this is the meaning of Sutra 3.6, where Muni Patanjali is explaining the successive stages to us and just telling us that, hey, there are successive stages, be ready for that. It's not going to happen in one shot, and your understanding will keep getting sharper and more defined over time. So I hope you found this video really helpful. Please do share it with your friends and your family, especially those who are studying the Yoga Sutras or yoga philosophy. We look forward to seeing you in the next class or the next workshop, the links for which will be in the description. Until then, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel, because we release new videos every single week. Like this video if you enjoyed it. Comment and tell us your thoughts in the comment section below, and we look forward to seeing you in the next one. Until then, take care, and we'll see you very soon. Namaste.